In a reimagined world where giant man-eating pigs 1,000 times the size of humans suddenly emerged, chaos erupted across the planet. The first sightings were terrifying. Colossal shadows loomed overhead as these monstrous creatures tore through cities with savage brutality. The pigs, with tusks like skyscrapers and crushing hooves, left destruction in their wake, turning once bustling urban landscapes into smoldering ruins. News spread rapidly through social media, with videos of the horrific attacks going viral within minutes. The global death toll skyrocketed. Over 15 million people lost their lives in the initial onslaught alone. Civilizations crumbled as governments struggled to mobilize defenses against such improbable yet devastating foes. Airplanes were useless. Their size and strength made conventional weaponry obsolete against these behemoths. The pigs seemed unstoppable, their attacks relentless, targeting everything from military bases to vital infrastructure. In desperation, scientists and military leaders forged a plan to deploy experimental weapons, hoping to turn the tide of battle. Meanwhile, civilians evacuated in panic, leaving behind towns reduced to rubble and memories of safety. The war persisted for months, with humanity suffering significant losses both in terms of lives and cultural heritage. Damage to civilizational infrastructure was unparalleled. Cities lay in ruins, communication networks shattered, economies collapsing. Despite the destruction, pockets of resistance fought fiercely, using everything from guerrilla tactics to cyber warfare. Some believed that nature's vengeance had been unleashed with these giant pigs, a warning about humanity's disrespect for the environment. Scientists hypothesized that the pigs' enormous size was due to a mutation triggered by environmental toxins released decades earlier. As the war dragged on, mutated animals and other monstrous creatures started appearing, complicating the battle further. The world's military powers combined their efforts in a desperate bid to eradicate the threat once and for all. Specialized units trained for monster combat engaged in fierce battles, often ending in tragic losses. The pigs retaliated with ferocity, their intelligence and size giving them an almost supernatural edge. In one notable clash, a military force of thousands was decimated in hours by a single herd of these giants. The global population was reduced dramatically. Estimates suggest that nearly 80 million people had perished within the first year. Cities like London, New York, and Tokyo became war zones, dotted with wreckage and the remains of brave fighters. The Earth's ecosystem was thrown into chaos, with many species going extinct due to the destruction and radiation from the fighting. Around the world, terrified survivors hid in bunkers, praying for salvation that seemed increasingly unlikely. Religious leaders, scientists, and civilians all wondered if this was humanity's reckoning or just a nightmare from which to awaken. In the midst of this catastrophe, some hopeful voices emerged, claiming the pigs' size made them vulnerable to targeted explosions and traps. A daring plan was devised to lure the giants into a trap using massive bait and high-yield explosives. During the final assault, massive detonations shook the earth as the traps were sprung, causing significant damage to the herd. The battle was fierce. Some giants fell, but many more continued fighting with relentless rage. The tipping point came when humans developed a biologically engineered virus aimed specifically at the pigs' weaknesses. The virus spread rapidly through the herd, weakening the giants and enabling ground forces to strike decisive blows. Eventually, the monstrous pigs were driven back into desolate wastelands, their numbers drastically reduced. Although victorious, humanity bore scars. The world was forever changed, scarred by war and loss. The death count exceeded 100 million total worldwide, making it one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. Civilization had to rebuild from the ashes, learning from both the destruction and the resilience shown in the face of terror. In reimagining this world, it became clear that even the most impossible threats could be challenged with ingenuity and courage. Humans realized that unity and advanced technology were their greatest weapons against such monstrous adversaries. The war against the giant pigs served as a stark reminder of nature's power and the importance of respecting ecological balance. Today, remnants of the war still stand as monuments to mankind's resilience and the lessons learned. The story of humanity's fight against the colossal pigs is now a viral legend, inspiring future generations to stand strong, In this reimagined world, the victory was not just over the pigs, but a testament to human spirit and adaptability. Despite the devastation, life continued, each scar a reminder of the resilience that defines humanity. And so, the world began to heal, forever changed but unyielding in its pursuit of peace and survival.